Ricola. Now, if you don't find the irony of that stock breaking down as soon as I said I was going to hold it overnight, it's I control everything. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Should I say what's up? Let me say I'll put my dumb face on the screen too. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and whatever time it is. I've been talking since 8:30. Haven't stopped. Today is one of the most extraordinary days. It started out as kind of boring, but man, did we make the boring work for us by staying focused on, the earnings reports. But right now, we're in the middle of a conversation on this clove trade. And you don't know where the 10 baggers are going to come from, but when you're with me, I know where they're going to come from. Stocks that are breaking out, that are near half and whole numbers, coming into options expiration, lend you, or I guess that's a good word. These are the ones you want to go near. So we're in clove options. We bought them, and some guys got them at a penny. I got them at 2, right? So let me show you what's up. So this is a stock that we've been in. And again, Andy Dufresne, Kardashian bottom a couple of weeks ago, or about a couple of months ago. Here's the Kardashian bottom coming out of the Andy Dufresne, my favorite chart pattern of all time. Multiple time frame VWAP, 3-year VWAP. And off to the races it went. And again, I love dog shit stocks that everybody hates, because when they start to come back, the shorts are on the wrong side. The bag holders get excited. They start buying more. The shorts have to cover. And next thing you know, you get a stock that was 61 cents that goes to 4.50. And again, I wasn't in at 61 cents. No one's buying down here, because at that point, you're thinking of going to zero. We're buying here. Plenty of room to make money when these stocks break out. Okay? And, this chart is basically the same chart of every other stock I could show you now. All the quantum stocks that I was familiar with, from last 2 years ago, quantum had a moment that maybe you saw or you remember, because I've been doing this my whole life. I have all these stocks on old watch lists. So when the quantum stocks started to wake up, I knew them all. I knew every single one of them. And every chart looked exactly the same. And this chart pattern is what makes us the money. Now, clove, again, if I want to show you two on a year, and is the 2-year chart. So here's your Andy Dufresne coming out of the muck. You got your faux show bro, and this is your Kardashian bottom. So when a stock goes sideways for an extended period of time, it just forms these massive butt cheeks, right? And here's a butt cheek, there's a butt cheek, there's the plumber's crack. And when the crack of the Kardashian butt meets a multiple time frame VWAP, that is a perfect storm of reasons to buy a stock. So I don't care if you think you missed the low. Oh my God, the stock was just 61 cents. I can't buy it here at 160. Sure you can, because they rip. And then we got a little greedy, when it broke over that 390, we started doing call spreads and swinging it. And, we got paid, but then it rolled over. We wound up getting out, lost some money on the rollover. But then look what it did. It formed a new Andy Dufresne Kardashian bottom, right? So let me just get rid of the red lines, because those are all the trades that we've been trading over the last couple of weeks. Here it is. It's just range bound. Once the stock finds support, again, you don't know that's going to be support until it holds it again, double bottom, consolidation, breakout. So I didn't start taking the stock serious again until it broke out of the Andy Dufresne Kardashian bottom. And considering I knew where it went to last time, which was 471, right? So if you know anything about options, and again, look at this accumulation over this is the month. So again, this is called the January effect. A lot of times shitty stocks that people dump at the end of the year, they'll buy them back. They'll write the stock off, then they'll buy it back, hoping that it returns. And this thing has been on a tear. And again, we didn't start getting interested around 380. And again, yesterday. Because yesterday, I was talking about the Lotto play. And what is the Lotto play? The Lotto play is when you can buy an option for a penny or two, and you're not trying to just double your money. You're not trying to triple your money. You're trying to go 5, 10, 20x. And that's what we're doing right here on this trade right here. So here they were for a penny. Some guys bought it yesterday at 1 or 2. This morning, some guys bought it at 1. I got them at 2. And fuckhead that I am, I like taking profits. You know, again, I make 300% on a trade, I sell half. So I had 100 contracts. I'm selling 50 contracts at 6 cents. Why not? I'm in at 2. And I'm thinking, hey, look, I could sell them here at 6. And if this, and now I could hold the rest of this trade for free because I still think it's going to 5, to 472. So now here we are at 465. And, again, went from a subtle, hey, here's an idea we could throw a couple of $100 on to, almost a 10, it's a 10 bagger, almost a 10 bagger now. And we are planning on to hold it overnight. But let me show you some other trades, and let me show you how boring this day started and how it turned out to be pretty damn good. All right. Clove is is nice that it worked. I'm glad it's working. We're still going to probably hold it. We got 24 minutes. If they hit 20, I'm out because I'm not going to not take a 10 bagger. But right now I'm down to the last 30 contracts. I sold 50 at 6, 10 at 10, 10 at 12, and here I am. So wish I would have bought more, but that's the story of every trader's life. When a trade works, you wish you had more. When it doesn't work, you're thinking, what the hell was I thinking? So let's show you. So today I was giving you some parameters on Alcoa, right? Big fan. I like Alcoa. I've been trading the stock 30 years. Very familiar with it, right? But what I'm also familiar with, when stocks are gapped up on earnings, I'm a shorter, and when they're gapped down, I'm a buyer. And I do that around vwap. So last night, when I was doing the aftermarket session like we're doing now, what was I telling you? Hey, knee-jerk reaction was up. I'm probably going to short Alcoa. But I thought you just said you liked it. I do. When it's down, I like it. When it's up, I don't like it because I like to revert. I'm a reversion trader to vwap. So I know vwap is like Pookie or crack to Pookie. If you guys remember New Jack City, if you haven't seen New Jack City, just get the hell out of here right now and go watch it. Come on, Ice-T. They took over the Carver, goddammit. Wesley Snipes, come on. So anyway, and by the way, we got this stock Sedge. We got a lotto play on that one right now. Nice to see it breaking new highs. Actually, let me show you that one right now because we're in it live. This is Sedge. The stock absolutely stinks. It got upgraded a couple of weeks ago while we were long. And what did I say? Oh, no. Now they're upgrading our stock. It's probably time to sell it. We didn't sell it. We got some call spreads. We're not really exposed to much of a, much downside, but take a look at what happened. It got to resistance, and the sellers said, you know what? We're not letting it go past 19, and it went right back below where we originally bought it. But today is a different story. Today, you got the faux show. Here's the VWAP break. Fake out, shake out, breaks the VWAP, goes to prior day VWAP. And we turned what was a shitty stock into a pretty nice trade. And then the consolidation above prior day VWAP lends us this idea that, hey, that's pretty good. So if you're over today's VWAP and prior day VWAP, that's the kind of stock that you think about hanging in there with, not only just for the rest of the day, but now we're probably going to take it overnight. And again, we're not exposed to much because most of us are buying the 1350s and some of us bought the $14 calls. Sorry, the $13 calls. Sorry, I'm thinking about buying the 14s tomorrow if the stock follows through. But right now, we got this one. But let me go back to the Alcoa trade and show you how boring and choppy turned out to be an extraordinary trade, right? So because the stock sold off yesterday, here was the trade I was trying to explain to you yesterday in the aftermarket. All right. So the stock, let me show you on a 2-day chart so you'll see it. And if you guys were with me yesterday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys were with me when they reported the earnings. I was explaining the anatomy of what we do. So knee-jerk reaction was up, right? Sorry, that's not the trade. Move on. We're going to go back to yesterday's aftermarket. Yesterday's aftermarket. There it is. Sorry, I was focused on the wrong day. By the way, Clove still flirting with 17 on the offer. I'm on the offer on the Clove options, guys, at 20. If they hit 20 in the next 20 minutes, I'm not even taking this overnight. We'll readdress it again tomorrow morning. And tonight, by the way, if you guys know, if you guys don't know, we're leaving the room open. Don't even log off. I'm going to open up my other room too, just in case. We're going to have 2 rooms running simultaneously. We're testing out the old room, which is going to be the new room. Tonight, we'd call it the schmooze. We're going to get together. I'll show you a little bit more about what I did today, but more importantly, we're going to prepare like we did yesterday so we know what we're going to be looking at for tomorrow. And it's going to be a lot of the same names because I trade the quantum stocks and, whatever's in play. The main stocks tonight will be whoever reports tonight, and those names will be Texas Instruments, CSX. Those are going to be my focus ones. Sally Mae, SLM. Not much to choose from, but we got so many names that we trade is that, again, you give us 2 or 3 names, that's all we really need. So let's go back to the Alcoa because it really didn't have that many to choose from today and was great because we stayed focused on the Alcoa. We stayed focused on FCX, and they both turned out to be pretty decent trades. So here's Alcoa. All right, let me get rid of the red lines because those are all old trades. Boop. And now it's brand new. So remember yesterday when I was saying, hey, look, that could be, for all we know, that's the end of the upside on Alcoa. And it turns out it was. Double tops at 40.99, basically 41. Sellers show up, and then it starts to form this new range. Holds 39.20, bounces. Holds 39.20, bounces. So I was saying, hey, if it breaks 39.20 and then breaks the VWAP, that'll be a range break, VWAP break, rollover. And if it happens, as much as I'm not a fan of shorting or trading in the aftermarket, when the perfect trade shows up, then you could do it. And look how it showed up. So that was a 39.20 entry, and the stock went all the way back down to 37.61, where it found double bottom. And this is later in the aftermarket. We're talking about, now you're talking about 5:30 in the afternoon, right? And then it rallied back. So you took that into consideration. The short worked last night. So you came in this morning, and you knew Alcoa already had the short. So the gap on those earnings was already sold off. So now that it's sold off, I was looking for a reason to buy Alcoa this morning because it wasn't up anymore. So now that I'm walking in with it down, what was I doing at the open? Right? Stock opens up, gets hammered, right? Good, because I'm looking to buy it, right? And then what do I wait for? I look for an VWAP break, whole number break. There it is, 37. And 37 got us 37.75. And in right there, you are now a profitable, consistent trader. VWAP break, on earnings reports, bang, trade worked. Next thing you know, it's rolling over, back below the VWAP. Whatever we had left, we dumped it. And then look what happened. The shorters actually said, hey, I could make some money now. I could start sorting the stock. And again, I wasn't shorting the stock because I was bullishly biased because the stock was still red. But the short worked. I didn't do it. Who cares? I don't mind. By the way, Sedge closing in on 13.50, boys and girls. SCDG. If you don't want to hold it overnight, again, if it closes over 13.35, I'm holding this one overnight too. And again, I'm not doing anything big. Everything I have is, the $13 calls. If all these stocks go to zero tomorrow, I know exactly what I'm exposed to. When I say I'm holding overnights, it's generally not the stock. But I got the Clove, I got the Sedge, and I got some Alcoa. So let me show you this Alcoa trade, right? So later on, look what it did. The shorts had their way, but all they did was manage to get it back to the same exact price that it held before. So what are we supposed to do with support? Oh, yeah, buy it. So the savvy trader, and again, this wasn't me because I'm thinking it might roll over and die right there, but it didn't. And then it rallied back to the VWAP, and then it rolled. But that roll never really got even near the lows of the day. So after that roll and then the VWAP break here, that's when I'm back in. So now that I bought it back in, look how beautiful that moment right there was. That is now a test of strength. So when you break the VWAP and you come back to test it from on top, that's telling you, yeah, buddy, you're right. We are going higher. Stick with it. And look at this. Been in it since. And look at the uptrend that formed. So after all that chop and all that annoying, hour of up and down, up and down, up and down, not knowing what to do, the chop, especially in bull markets, tends to resolve itself to the upside. And now look, how beautiful this trade turned out to be. Blue line holds it, rallies back to the 37.50 where I take profit at 37.50, and then look where it got to. Wham. What price was that? Whole number, prior day VWAP, take my word for it, it was 37.02. The stock went to 38. You're a seller there, and I'm about to get stopped out. Oh, wait, let me just check. I think I got stopped out. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I had a 37.50 stop on the rest. I think that last wick just got me, as a matter of fact. Hang on. Oh no, I'm still in. All right, cool. Yeah, I got 200 shares left. I'm still in the Alcoa. Again, if it does happen to break 37.50 right before the close, I'm out. All right, we know what we're doing with the Clove. We know what we're doing with Alcoa. We know what we're doing with Sedge. And by the way, SEDG, I love shitty stocks. I really do. Because when they come back, remember, the shorts get scared, and that's when you get good moves. So as much as I like the stock, and I'm not in a lot of it anymore because I sold most of it on the way up, and I got stopped out of, a bunch right here. My last stop was down at 1307 because I put stops at where pivot points are. So it got me out of some here. If it would have broke 1309, I'd be out of the trade, but it didn't. So now I'm still in it. But I don't care if it breaks 1350 tomorrow, because if it doesn't, tomorrow the 1350 calls are going to be one of our plays. So again, even though I own it, I don't care if it goes up anymore because I'm planning on buying it again tomorrow. Chances are it's not gapping up to $14. If it does, so be it. We'll have a couple of hundred shares. But I won't mind if it opens up under 1350, consolidates again, and then tomorrow these 1350s, they're going to be considered zero-date options, and they'll be down to, 8 or 9 cents. So I'll be looking at these again, Sedge 1350s tomorrow. And then you got FCX, right? FCX, which in this case, this one got me, right? This one got me. It faked me out. It faux showed me, but I had to buy it back. So again, the revisit trade today was the name of the game. So in this case, FCX tanks at the beginning of the day. I'm looking for a reason to buy it. Bought it here. Made a little bit. Immediately sold it. Pretty much flat. Right? Then it broke down. I was thinking, hey, good thing I sold it. Didn't buy it back. Rallies again without me. But in this moment right here, what's it doing? It's kind of forming a Kardashian. Here's your butt. There's your butt. Top of the crack right there. Andy Dufresne right here. And look at the bastards right there. It's holding this support. It's holding this support the whole afternoon. But they want to just break that little tiny last moment of support, by like 5 cents, just to get the last weak hand out. And then it rallied. And then it broke back above that range. And that's where I bought it. Because I saw them being victimized. The faux show, VWAP break, and then the bro, 37.45. And then I got back to 38.20. Some of the guys in the room, I think, might still be in this one. But again, I lost on it twice. And normally I don't go back to the losers, but the setup warranted another shot at it. And so far, so good. And that was it. It was basically Alcoa. And then we had some fun with the qubits at the open, which was one of the better trades. We were in this entire move. Just caught the 1 minute to the multi-day. That was awesome. $6.09 up to $6.50. Phenomenal. And then we started playing some of the chops. This chop got me. I bought it again at 6. What did I buy? No, I bought coming out of this range right here. I bought 6.11 because that price has been paying me all day. This one didn't work, so I immediately lost a couple of $100. And hang on a second, we're still long the queues. Somebody's long the queues, right? All right, our players, and again, I'm not in this trade because I didn't want to keep gambling, because how much can I keep gambling, keep hitting? But when you're hot, you're hot. So right now, the players in my room are long the queues because boring is bullish. Write that on a sticky pad and Actually, better yet, forget the sticky pad. Get an 8x10 cardboard. What were these called back in the day when we did arts and crafts? Oak tag. Get a piece of oak tag, right? Boring is bullish, and staple it to your forehead. All right? We're in a virtually perpetual bull market that never ends. I don't want to hear it, right? As a bear, trust me, it never ends. Because even when it goes down, what? Remember COVID? Remember COVID, how scared everybody was? What was that? What did that bear market last for? 3 weeks? And then turned into the greatest bull market in history. The Cathy Wood top, what did that last for? 6 months? And then now we're rallying for 2.5 years since, right? So you just can't stay bearish. You can't stay, this market does not want to stay down. But one thing I learned back when I first started trading is that boring is bullish. And the saying is never short a dull market. So the idea is that all this chop and all this consolidation usually resolves itself to the upside. And that's where these zero date options come into play. Because you don't got to start laying out $500,000. Here, you're buying the 531s into the close. And how you doing? Because some of our guys are in from 30 cents and they just almost doubled their money right in that move. So again, I would sell half right now. You're still looking for another move higher. But now they got paid. And again, I like trading in the money options because you could chart them as if they're real stocks. So what you're looking at here is just the 531 call on the VWAP chart. And we are 2 cents away from getting out of this clove. This is amazing. It's a 10 bagger. It's just a subtle 10 times your money. And again, I say 10 bagger, but I'm down to the last 30 contracts. I'm not going to bullshit you. I sold most of them at 6. Because again, see the money, take the money. But right now, Qs are going green. We're getting what we want. Cloves are 18. And again, right now, I'm probably going to hold on to the last 30 contracts. As if it breaks 470 tomorrow, I think we're going to $5 on Clove. So there's no reason not to be in. And Alcoa just made its decision. We are done. Alcoa just got stopped out. Decision has been made. All we got left now is the Clove and the Sedge. And again, not much to choose from tonight as far as earnings. So we're probably just going to go right back to the quantum names, the QQQs, a couple of IPOs. And if you don't know about Dogwood Therapeutics, DWTX, they make boner pills for old dogs. Dogwood Therapeutics. The stock, we were trading it at $3 this morning, and it went to 30. And now it's back to 13. This market's psychotic. By the way, Q's new highs. Let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. If you haven't sold any of these 531s, you do it right now. Don't not take 100%. Not every trade's going to be a 10 bagger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jimmy. All right. There you go. Sold to you. There they are. You're done. You just hit the print. 78. There it is. Have a nice day. Now, if you bought the 532s, that Lotto plays hitting 2 now also. Now, some of the guys bought the 532s because it was cheaper, but generally the cheaper ones are more dangerous. I know that might not make sense to the layman trader, but the further you go out, you need a bigger move for that Lotto play to hit. And in this case, luckily you're getting it. But if you're in these at 5 cents, sell them here. You got a 5 bagger right to the VWAP. Congratulations. Everyone's getting paid. Everyone's getting laid except me. Wow. 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 We're 6 cents away from possibly another 10 bagger here. Unbelievable. And we still got 6 minutes left, kids. 19s are trading on the Clove options. 19. If you're in the queues now, I just got taken out. I'm out. 532. Woo! Come out. Are you freaking nuts? I bet you thought it wasn't going to happen. Admit it. It's okay. It's okay to admit you didn't think it was going to happen. Never short a dull market because they resolve themselves to the upside. Never forget. case you were wondering.
Shorting is short-lived, and you're going to die. Don't short the market. Ever. Unless I tell you to.
Wow. See, now it's going to turn into one of those trades where you make $600 and it's going to be like a $4,000 miss because we're going to rip right into the close probably to 435. Watch this. Unfucking believable. Let's go, Sedge. Oh my God. The power boosters are on. Q's new highs, people. Q's new freaking highs. Admit it, guy in the back. You didn't think this was going to happen. Oh, man. One time I bought the options, it's not going to work. Uh-huh. Did you not remember lesson number 1? This day in history on January 23rd, 2025. What did we learn today? Never short a dull market, and patience pays. Patience pays. All right, so now we're definitely holding the rest of this sedge overnight. We're definitely holding this clove. 18 bid on your 450s. And if you are in the queues, now you sold. I'm out. I mean, that was just sick. There you go. Clove new highs. Here come. They're coming for 20s. They're coming for the 20s. They're coming for the 20s. And I don't think we're going to have to hold this overnight. We might have to just buy it back tomorrow. And again, the perfect scenario is we sell them here. The stock gaps back under 450 tomorrow for some reason, and we get to do the same trade. That'd be nice. All right, if you're in the queues, man, I don't got anything left. So we're probably going to just power higher right now. But what did we just learn? What did we just witness? This is why you gamble on zero-date QQQ options going into the close on a boring day, because the market resolves itself to the upside, because boring is bullish. Never short a dull market. It's the same trades that have been working for 30 years. Zero-date options are the greatest invention in the history of trading. Instead of having to lay out $523,000, you just laid out $350 and made yourself $1,300. And we're going higher. Now the Lotto player who bought the 522s is thinking, holy shit, Kenny, what's your next Lotto play? Because I thought this one wasn't going to work. That's why I went with the 531s. You're holy moly. Look at this now. Come on. These were just 4 cents. I think the Gorns got them at 7. 7 got you 50. All right, almost a 10 bagger. And if you're not selling them here at 50, I know where you live. Sell them. You better be selling some at 50. All right. You got, and by the way, you don't have just till 4 o'clock on these options, friends. You got till 4:15. So if the Qs start ripping into the aftermarket, come on. If they start ripping into the aftermarket, these options stay live. These options stay live. 8 cents to 62 now. 20s are trading on the clove, people. 20s trading on the clove. Do what you want. Do what you want now. It's up to you how greedy you want to be. You know, and I told you I'd regret selling some at 6. I suck. Only business in the world where you triple your money and you feel like a loser an hour later. It's so sick. It's so sick. Oh my God. Why did I sell all these Qs? Oh my God. See what I do for you people? Oh, man. Gorn. All right. Be careful now. You're in the aftermarket. They're going to become a little bit less liquid, but they're still open. So I would still put an order out. You know, again, now you can't use the stop. So you should have your finger on the trigger if they start printing the 50s. But right now, you got to be selling. You got a 10-bagger out of it now. These were 8 cents. They're hitting 80 now. Oh, baby. What a day, right? For a boring day, we had a 20 bagger and a 2 10 baggers. I didn't get done at 20 either. No, nobody bought them from me. Nobody bought them from me either. I got them still. It's all right. I think we're going to be all right. Texas Instruments coming out. See, this is now, if Texas Instruments is going up, we're still live on the cues. So now, if you didn't know, you still got 15 minutes for these to stay live. So if Texas Instruments starts ripping, I didn't know they were reporting. I don't even have this on my list. Wait a minute. What the hell's going on? Oh, yes, I do. Sorry. I'm just, there's so much going on. I kind of forget what the hell I'm doing here. All right. No, I didn't get done at 20 either. Yeah. So I'm in 30 contracts on Clove. Very nice. Yeah, 10 bagger, baby. Nice. Very happy this worked. Again, listen, we don't count on these these 2-cent options doing what they did today. But we're always in front of them. We're always there. Right? This is what we do. So now we hit 3 in one day. We could now miss on the next 10 ideas and you're still ahead. And this started out as a choppy, boring day. You see it? That's what's so freaking awesome about what we're doing here. You get your skill set, you understand risk reward, and every day can be an extravaganza. I mean, imagine today was the day you rolled into this chat room. You said, all right, bald guy, I've been listening to you ranting and raving for 15 years with your dumb videos on YouTube and TikTok. I saw you on Stock Market TV. What do you got? What do you got for me? I got $2,000 I want to burn. Okay, sir, how about buy 1,000 Clove options at 2 cents? All right, I'm in. Next thing you know, they're at 18 cents. Your $2,000's worth 18 grand. I'm your best friend now, right? It doesn't always work like that. But imagine today was your first day and you decided, I'm just going to take the Kenny Glick Lotto plays of the day. Guess what? You turned a $4,000 account into 50 grand today. And that's not an exaggeration. But generally, you're not putting $2,000 on these names, on these ideas, because the risk rewards, it's the risk rewards for you, but you need an exact trade, a perfect trade to happen. And in this case, we got it. But tomorrow, and again, I'm going to look for some Lotto plays again, obviously, because it's Friday. Tomorrow we could go 0 for 3. And we throw $300-400 out the window. But today was that day where that 300 or 400 turned into $3,000. And now you're sitting here and you got gambling money for tomorrow. And if you took Ohio State, like I told you to, on the money line, right out of the gate when Notre Dame went up by 7, you still got that money too. What's up? And by the way, as soon as the lines come out for the Jets over under, bet Jets under. Even though I like the coach they hired, doesn't matter. You don't short a dull market, right? And you don't bet on the Jets. So here, take a look. These options, right? What a sell. If you're not selling an option that you're up 10-fold on, I don't know what to tell you. I usually sell it at 100. That was my mistake today on the Clove, but I'm not going to complain. You buy an option at 2, you sell it at 650 contracts. I write it. You sell 10, 12, and now I'm sitting at a free trade. All right, so let's go take a look at Texas Instruments. Oh, popping and dropping, right? So just like Alcoa, knee-jerk reaction up, double top, rolls over, gets slammed. Right? So right now I take into consideration there's a double top. What price is this right here? The high print of that candle is 203.84. That's a pivot right there. It rolled over. And looks like you're going to break down now. And by the way, the short happened, right? The VWAP break has already happened. So now, just like Alcoa, if the selling already happened, tomorrow, if this stock's down, we're going to be thinking about buying it. So now, tonight, later on when we schmooze, we'll come back, and that's why I like doing it after 8 o'clock. All the stocks are closed, their ranges have been formed, and then we make our charts up and we make our if-thens. If this happens, then we do this. If that happens, we do this. And again, perfection today on FCX, phenomenal trade on Alcoa. It took a little work. You had to work for a living today. A lot of times the fade becomes the reversal and you don't have to really do too much. Today you had to work, and it was worth it, right? It was worth sticking around today. A lot of the better trades happened between 11:45 and 2 o'clock today. It was a very bizarre day. Usually that's the dead time. Today was the good time. And I'm going to go back to 9:31 this morning when someone said, "Why the hell are you buying Clove?" And I was like, "It's 2 cents. The stock's ripe to go." And I was like, you want to risk $100 or $200 or just don't do the trade. And, again, it's nice that it worked out for everybody. Most of us bought it. And now, let me just show you one more thing about what's going on right here. So I'm living in the moment with Texas Instruments, right? I have no doubt already I'm buying this stock tomorrow. No doubt. Right now. Why? Because it's getting hammered. A chip stock getting hammered in a bull market. What, do you think it's not going to make a comeback tomorrow? What are you, nuts? Of course it is. Yeah, it's probably going to make a comeback right now. But look at the price it just bounced off. 191.50. Market's rigged. Half numbers and whole numbers. So, for instance, that could be the low of the aftermarket for all we know. Let's say 91.50 is the low. First of all, you want to mark it off. And the range where it broke down from, the inability to get above that, there's the bottom. So now tonight, let's say Texas Instruments just sits here between 190, what's the price here? 195.30 and 191.50. Chops around in this zone. Tomorrow, if it breaks back above that level, that's when you start getting a rally. And what's different about tomorrow is that there'll be a new formed VWAP. VWAP will reform tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the morning when the data starts coming in. Prior day VWAP will recalculate, and we'll have a whole new setup. So once the chart tells us support levels and prices of significance, then we come back and see where the VWAP is, and then we plot our attack and push button. I know a little bit about what I'm doing here. So, and again, congratulations on the Clove. I'm glad most of us took this one. I was very specific. It was, and again, I wish I would have bought them at 1 cent. I wanted them getting them at 2 and 3. Really, I bought some 2 and 3. And that's about that. And if you did sell those Qs, you really got a great price at 80 cents. So the Qs. And again, let me just say this for the millionth time. The reason I trade in the money options is this chart. Because the option is going to trade exactly like the stock is, because there's no time value. There's no volatility value. It's just trading intrinsically, right? It's whatever the stock is doing, the option is going to do, because it's late day. So you could chart the trade. So if this was a stock, wouldn't you buy it? Of course you would. It consolidated at 15 cents, tested the VWAP at 45, and then broke. Buy it. And then it broke the multi-day. And then it became a 1 minute multi-day VWAP trade. So wouldn't you buy this if this was a stock? Of course you would. So that's why I like trading at the money options, because I could chart them as if they're the stock. And it's great. This is Think or Swim, by the way, if you don't know. And I'll show you, this was a near perfect day. The only, I took a couple of small losses on FCX, but they were very minimal. And QBTS. And I'm talking about minimal losses. And when a trade doesn't work, you just dump it. Again, I bought this on the pull, when it held right here. This was me buying the 611 break. and it immediately started going down. I didn't dump it, but when it broke 60, broke the low of the day, I sold half of it. And then I was like, all right, I'll give it a little bit room. And it wound up getting me out of the rest of it anyway. And then rallied back to where I owned it, which pisses me off, but whatever. You're not gonna nail everything. But damn, we did pretty well today. And we do pretty well every day. Boring is good. The only thing that's not good is directionless chop, which is kind of what we had at the beginning of the day. But we made through it. We made it through that, and next thing you know, we got some range breaks. And if you guys are in the lunar with me, 3 days now, it's still being accumulated. And if you don't know, Kathy Wood announced that she's liking the stock now, which kind of makes me not like it. But again, I'm still sticking with it. I bought more again today. I'm buying dips until the stock breaks. If it goes back on the 1750, I'll just curse Kathy Wood's name and make a voodoo doll about it. But the reason I'm mentioning it again, let me just get rid of these red lines. You had this collapse, which it looked like the stock might be done for because it broke under very specific support. And then it came right back. So more or less a faux show bro. It's still been flirting with those high prints. So again, even though they're selling it off, it's still being bought on dips, but you're in a slight little downtrend because each high was lower. But if tomorrow this 3-day little chop fest is over and we start turning, I'm going to be loving this stock tomorrow with some cheapy 23s or 2350s. And, our friend Clove, now that we just kicked ass on it, and again, I don't want to get overly excited, but, there was a reason we liked this name 3 months ago. Because of this. Watch this. So that was the 2-year. Here's the 4-year chart. Right? Let me show you to a 4-year weekly chart. It cleans it up for you a little bit. Uh-huh. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. You tell me the stock's not about to go to 688, I'll tell you you're wrong. And if we achieve 688, which I think is the easy part, if we can see why, this is what I call the Zach Hurwitz moment, the guy that showed me how important multiple time frame VWAP is. Brian Shannon introduced me. I didn't take it, but then Zach shoved it down my throat and he said, no, you better take it serious. I'm like, oh, okay. I would be plotting my chart anyway. So when I Andy Dufresne and I Kardashian bottom, I look where stocks broke down from. You see where it broke down from? That's around what price? This price right there. So that's 707. Broke 707 and started a new downtrend. Then you see these candles where it kind of pivoted off. What's the low print right there? That's 631. So there's two big moments right there if you stretch it out. So if you take 707 and 631, and what are you going to do with it? 707 plus 631. Wait, I'm doing the math wrong. 707 plus 631 equals, divided by 2, comes out to around 669. And that would be my target. And kind of right here in this candle right there, that's 650. The 4-year VWAP's doing all that math for me. I just take the VWAP's word for it. And like I said, if this thing breaks out again, I'm thinking 688. But wait, there's more. If you can get through the 688, take a look at this chart. Here's 5 years. And that brings you right into that other consolidation. So I'm thinking 680, between 688 and 735 is where this thing's going to be. I love it. And the reason I love it is that this stock is hated, which makes me like it. That's what's what makes me nervous. I don't want somebody like Kathy Wood coming around and chirping about my name. I want people hating on my stocks when I'm in. That's kind of why I still, I got this love-hate relationship with Sedge, even though it keeps disappointing me. The stock sucks. So if it ever does come back with some real enthusiasm, it could be a ripper. But again, so far so good, except for the swing call spreads that not working on it. You don't want people. You don't want it. It's called a crowded trade, and nothing makes a crowded trade more so than a hack like Kathy Wood getting involved, because she's a hack, right? She bought a handful of COVID stocks talking about how they're disrupting the world. I'm like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. What are you talking about? She's touting stocks like Teladoc that they're disrupting the industry. Yeah, okay. All you disrupted was your wealth. Teladoc. What are you, nuts? Why don't you tell people to buy Zoom also, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's going to come back. And we had some fun with the Andy Dufresne on Zoom, but you don't want to be in these names. These are not long-term winners anymore. Teladoc's never coming back. Zoom's never coming back. And Roku probably goes out of business. Nobody needs this company. How many different platforms do you need to disseminate content? Roku stinks. But anyway, I digress. You guys, I'm going to leave the room open. I'm going to leave this room open. Just going to let it run all night. Actually, sorry, I'm going to shut it down and relaunch. That's right. I got to relaunch on the schmooze side. But if you don't know, I have another room that I want to test out. So if you haven't emailed me yet, Kenny Glick, AOL.com. Get to know me. Get involved. I'll see you in a couple hours. And we'll put on a Grateful Dead show from this day in history. I think there was a good one from Oregon. And let's see, Grateful Dead. And if you like the Grateful Dead, you got a friend in me forever. If you want to come to Vegas with me, I'll be going at the end of April to the Sphere. Grateful Dead 123. The 1970 show, that probably was a good one. Let's see. Was that the one from Oregon? Oh, the one from Honolulu. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go with this show. It's a quickie show. I usually like try to get the longer shows, but they start out with China Rider. If you like the Dead, but there was another show. They do Dark Star Interstate Steven, which is insane, old school. But there was another show that I liked on this date also. Hang on a second. Was it the 73? I found a good show yesterday. What was it? They did Hurts Me So. Bow, bow, bow. Let's see. 123. Grateful Dead. 123. 70, 70, 70. The Honolulu show. There was another show they did in Oregon. I think it was maybe the 24th. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Starts with Truck and Rider. Hurts Me Too. It's one of my faves. So I put some Dead on. I'm still doing dry January, so I'm not drinking, but I do partake in the other recreational stuff. And we'll crunch some charts. You have some questions, get to know the Hit the Bid family, and hopefully I'll see you later. Oh, yeah, here's the other link. Hold on a second. So here's the link to the secret lair, and I want you guys to get familiar with this layout because we're going to be using it as the main website. So password tonight is Schmooze, SCHMOOZE, if you want to kick the tires in the other room. And look at the clove now, people. Look at it now. It just gave back that whole freaking move. Huh? All right. Now you feel a little better selling most of it. All right. All right. Look, it just gave up the whole that 15 cents is the whole move. So again, if it dips under the 450 tomorrow, these options are going to be back to 2 or 3 cents. We might be able to do the whole thing again. Well, all right. All right, all right. All right, let me just go look at Texas Instruments one more time. Boom, boom. Because that's going to be my focus. Texas Instruments tomorrow and the chips. If Texas Instruments doesn't rally, chances are the chips aren't going to rally. Chances are we might have a slowish bearish day. Again, the market never really goes down. It just like pauses and chops. All right, so that's perfect, right? You got your little foe in a show already. You didn't break down on that last move. But more importantly, you haven't come out of this range. So if it rolls over now, it'll form a new range. And we'll have more to talk about later. All right? I'll see you guys. And what have we been playing lately? We've been playing, you guys know Billy Strings? You should. You guys know Lotus? Record industry was my first passion, so I know a lot of bands. All right, I'll play you out with some Lotus. If you like, I don't know how to describe them. I guess it's like almost like an instrumental fish band. They like fusion rock, I guess. I don't know, but pretty cool. A lot of instrumental stuff, but they jam. This one's called For the Summertime. This one actually has lyrics, I think. All right, I'll see you guys later, homies. I'll play you out. I'll leave it running.
Raise your hands for the summertime. Raise your hands for the baseline. Raise your hands for the sunshine. Raise your hands up,
By the way, while I still got you here, right? Look at the enormity of some of that move right here. And again, this is day trading 101, right? Breaks the range, comes right back. Breaks a new low, comes right back. That's why the faux show. These are faux shows. Again, it's still obviously a downtrend, but look at just these little blips. This is 189.60, 190. You're up to 193 already. Just little 200 share lots. Knowing that a faux show bro is important. When they break the lows of a stock and then it comes right back, that spooks the shorters. Trust me, I'm a shorter. I'm a bear. That's why I'm good at trading, because all the lessons I've learned is because I've been on the wrong side of short trades. And that's why I'm hip to what they're thinking, how they react. And, the Andy Dufresne and the Kardashian bottoms are, that. And the reason the faux show bro works so well is think about the shorter who waits for the stock to break a new low to go short, and then it comes right back. The savvy shorter says, oh, I just got trapped. They're going to start covering immediately. But also the long player who is using that print as his out says, I can't believe this thing's breaking 190. I got to sell it. It comes right back. And they're like, oh, no, I got to buy it back. And they get the fear of missing out. So you got the short covering. You get the long who wants back in. And then you just get the dip buyers who are just looking to buy dips. So it's a perfect storm of a reason to buy a stock. Now, again, I don't want it to start rallying completely, because if it stays in these bottom ranges tomorrow and it breaks back over this level, you'll start ripping higher. And again, I am the most bullish bear you'll ever meet. Because immediately, as soon as I saw the stock roll over, what am I thinking? Can't wait to buy it tomorrow. Because that's how the market works. Good stocks bounce. Whether or not you love Texas Instruments or not. By the way, this was the last stock my father ever took a loss on a trade, and I'm not even joking. My dad took one loss, and he hasn't lost on a trade in years because he refuses to sell, and basically only trades the Qs and big tech stocks. But he took a bath on Texas Instruments and just got annihilated. Got to be like $100K loss, right? And all the stock did was come right back and rally and rally and rally. And he vowed never to take a loss. And that's why he doesn't trade dog shit stocks. He doesn't trade bio. He trades Qs and blue chip tech. That's it. Because he knows if he gets it wrong for a day or two or a week or two or even a month or two, or 22 years later, like Cisco, my dad's a maniac. He cost averaged himself to the point where he owned the stock for free on Cisco 22 years later. And then 22 years later, it got back to where it got to. And he was still in it. And he's still in Oracle, which is insane. My dad still owns this stock. I can't believe it. He's owned this since basically 1999. Yeah, I think it's doing all right. All right, I'll leave you on that note. See, the Clove just gave up that 15 cents is the whole premium in that option. So now it might be good that we sold most of it. All right, I'm really going to leave now, and I'll put on some music, and we'll dance the night away. I'll see you around 8. Peace.
It's only midnight on Wednesday night. Let the credits roll. This is our movie. Turn on the bright lights. Let everyone see. Let the credits roll over all of this beauty. Let the credits roll. Let the credits roll. And we're into the woods. Escape the traffic, climb up the trees and let the hours pass us. You won't worry about the oceans rising in day. We roll through the rain into the traffic, streets fill orange in the sodium vapor. We won't worry about the golden little drink today. Sodium vapor. This is our movie. Turn on the bright lights. the credits roll. I lost my love before, got mad and closed the door. But you said, child, just once more. I chose you for the one. Now we're having so much fun. You treated me so kind. I'm about to lose my mind. You made me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. The others were untrue, but when it came to loving you, I'd spend my whole life with you. 'Cause you came and you took control. You touched my very soul. You always showed me that loving you is where it's at. You made me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. Thank you, baby. Yeah. I love you so much, you see. You're even in my dreams. I can hear, baby, I can hear you calling me. I'm so in love with you. All I ever want to do is thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. You made me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. You made me so very happy. You made me so very happy, baby. I'm so glad you came into my life. I wanna thank you, girl. Girl, every day of my life.
Did you buy any? Did you buy some Texas Instruments? That was a no-brainer. Wow. You're right back to where it came from.
Thank you, baby.
Wow.
Thank you, baby.
It could be this easy. Just never short. Wow. You see it? That's what I'm talking about. Fake out, shake out, break out, range goes back to where it came from. The market's rigged. And if you happen to still be out there, again, if you get the perfect setup in the aftermarket, I don't mind trading in the aftermarket. And if you just did this trade, that was perfection. You know, you would be a seller right here and here. And now you just don't let it go back below that 194.5, 94.75 area. Bang, bang. And you're good. Chances are the stock's opening up at 220 tomorrow anyway. Because all this market does is try to get you out of good trades. All it does is, that's why the faux show bro is so legit. Because the market, all it does is try to screw you out of a good stock. Yeah. And then that happened. You see, look at it. Now nobody's selling it. Right? Where'd all the sellers go? It's all bullshit. So, rule number one of shorting. If you're going to short, shorting is short-lived. And you're going to die. Imagine you didn't cover. You just wasted a nice 8-point trade. But that's how we make our money. On lazy shorts that don't know what they're doing. Used to be me. Now I know. You can't stay short anything. All right. I'm going to eat dinner. I'll see. If you want, I'm going to put on some music in the other room because it's easier. And I'll see you in a little while. I'm officially leaving for real this time.